Hey guys, John here. So the cool thing about my job is the fact that if I'm looking to purchase a vehicle, I can most likely get it from Toyota or Lexus for a full week as a test drive versus going to the dealership, whipping it around for 30 minutes to see if I like the car or not. If you guys have been following religiously on my channel, which I truly appreciate, you guys will know that we sold my wife's 250 series Land Cruiser the other month. We are slowly looking for a replacement for her, and we've narrowed it down to about 5 cars. This one was one of them, and I had the last week for both my wife and I to drive this car to really see if we like it. We will get her opinions in this video, but this is a Lexus RX500h F Sport. Let's get into it. So I'm particularly interested in the F Sport because of the powertrain. This has the 2.4 liter turbo, the same one that the Land Cruiser had, except for we're pushing a little bit more horsepower here. 366 horsepower, about 406 foot-pounds of torque. It is still a full hybrid system, all-wheel drive, which is nice, but it doesn't have an eCVT. Instead, it actually has just a normal 6-speed automatic transmission. Now, what I like about this car is the fact that it gets good gas mileage. So that is one of the caveats of something that we are looking for when it comes to her real estate vehicle. And that is a huge factor of the next vehicle that we are looking for my wife. All the vehicles we own, we get under 20 miles per gallon with. This thing right here is hanging out about 27 miles per gallon, which was pretty nice. And I got into the throttle a bit just to see what it's all about. And this thing, guys, absolutely scoots. So if we were to get one of these, it would most likely be in the copper crest color. Absolutely love that color. This is the iridium color, which is a very nice silver with the 21-inch wheels. I really like the whole new look of the RX. Lexus did a really good job on redesigning this iconic vehicle for them. But the copper crest color, for me, that does it. In fact, we had an RX350 last year, and my wife absolutely loved the color, but there were a little bit of cons in that vehicle for her review, and I think she may have some of those same cons, if not potentially more, with this one. But let's go ahead and get on into this thing so I could show you guys what we're working with here. So you have the nice Lexus electronic doors where you just press a button. Of course, you are greeted with luxury because this thing is about the same price as our Land Cruiser First Edition, around $72,000 to $73,000 depending on what you option it with. But you have nice soft touch all on the doors. You have the Mark Levinson sound system, kind of a Alcantara right here, leather on the door. You could see those electronic door locks right there. Fully automatic seats, of course, heated, ventilated. These are the F Sport seats, so they're very nice and bolstered. You have the leather right here, the kind of soft suede or Alcantara right there. As we climb on in, heated steering wheel, the big screen and everything too. But one thing that I don't really like about this is it's super simplistic, which that could be a plus for some people, but like you have to move some stuff around to access the USB ports right there, your wireless charger, your cup holders, simple gear shifter, and of course the center console, which typical Lexus fashion opens like that. One thing that my wife loved about the Land Cruiser was the cool box right there, which you do not have in this. But we have a very big screen right here, fully digital dash. As you can see, we're at about 21 miles per gallon, which is nice. But the thing that I don't like is a lot of the stuff is integrated all into these screens. So instead of a simple button right here, if I just want to have fun and race around in this vehicle, to press it for the drive modes, you don't do that. So you have to go into here, and if I want to go into sport mode, it is at least a simple touch away. And we could see the gauge cluster screen right here actually turn to attack up top. This car does have paddle shifters, which it allows you to manually override. And guys, this car actually gets down very well. That extra horsepower compared to the Land Cruiser, because this is at 366, where the Land Cruiser is at 326, moves this really well. The torque, though, is a little bit lower in this car. We have a hybrid motor up front and a hybrid motor in the back, allowing it to be the all-wheel drive. This also has the dynamic steering as well, which will allow those rear wheels to turn just a little bit to help you with cornering or whipping into a Starbucks parking lot, which this thing does very well, I might add. So we all want our Toyotas to run forever, and I'm sure that goes with pet owners as well. We want them to run forever as well. That's why I've partnered up with Mave, guys. They're giving you all 30% off of your first order of human grade dog food if you use my code TRDJOHN at checkout. Remington and Ketsia have absolutely been eating up this food and their treats as well. It comes frozen, but all you have to do is when I walk our dogs in the morning or run with them, I let them chill out for a little bit, let the food thaw as well in a bowl. And this stuff, I mean, it's chicken and it looks like dark, rich chicken, like better than any of the chicken that I get at a grocery store, even the organic stuff. So the dogs absolutely chowed this food down. And it's just good knowing that they're not getting like overly processed food all the time, which is not good for dogs. It's not good for us humans as well. So if you guys want to check out Mave, you can use my QR code here on the screen, or you can also go into the description or the pinned comment. And again, use my code TRDJOHN at checkout to save 30% on your guys' first order. I hope your fur babies love it. I hope they live forever if possible. But guys, let's get back to the video. Now, another thing too with it though, is it does have adaptive variable suspension, very comfortable ride, has all the sound deadening materials. There is one thing though when driving it that I don't personally care for, and that is the fed-in engine noise, which I will show you guys when we drive it. Another thing too I don't really like is the air vents down here. I kind of wish that they were up a little bit higher, and there's really no shelving or storage in the car, but it does look really good as that door just kind of wraps around into the dash. It's a nice soft touch dash. We also have the HUD up here, which is another con because Lexus, with how you control this car with a lot of stuff, is all through the HUD. So we have to touch the buttons right here, and you'll see them kind of come up on the screen and also on the HUD. So like if I want to just simply change a track, you have to press the touch sensitive right here. So I'm sure, you know, if we got to know this car a little bit more, like let's say we had it for a month, that would be something that would just be intuitive for you. But when all my other vehicles, they actually have physical buttons on the steering wheel, this takes a little bit of getting used to for all of that. But the cabin is nice. The seats, very bolstered. So if you're fatter than me, like if you're pushing over 200 pounds and you're a little bit wider of a torso area, these seats could be very tight because they are nice and bolstered right on me. This one does not have a digital mirror, which I wish for the $70,000 this was included. There are quite a few options that you can get on this vehicle. Base price, I believe, is around $66, and then obviously it can get optioned up into the mid 70s. But cabin comfort, really nice. The headliner, it's like the LX500h that I just had. It is very soft material, touch sensitive lights right here. So all you do is just kind of touch them. I think I have a door open, but you just touch sensitive for these lights right here, which is pretty nice. Now, the thing that I like about this car is the fact that it's only 2 rows. So you have quite a bit of back cargo space. So a vehicle, also one of the things that we're looking for is it gets good gas mileage, but also we have a lot of room for the dogs. And if my wife has to do stuff for Airbnbs or also for her real estate stuff, she can have a whole bunch of space. But as climbing into the back, this thing does have a whole bunch of space. You can see right here that we have automatic seats in the rear, so they'll automatically recline, which is pretty nice, and come up. That's the same thing too if you were to go into the cargo area and press the button for these seats to automatically fold down to give you even more cargo space. And the thing that I like about that is for this RX, you just press the button once. For some reason, some of the other Lexus vehicles, you have to press and hold that button, but this RX, it's a one press touch, which is sweet. Now at 5'11", I have quite a bit of space back here in the back of the RX. Headroom, not a whole lot, but again, I just press the button, I recline all the way back, and now I can sit super comfortably. Again, not the most headspace at 5'11", but look at my legs, man. I am very comfortable back here. Another option too that this car has is you have heated and ventilated rear seats. Also, it's a 3-zone climate control, and I also have some USBs right there. Now we get some storage right here in the center console of the rear seat. So you can press this right here to reveal the cup holders. And just like my Ram, which I think this is pretty cool, you also have some storage right there. This is nice and leather wrapped too. So Lexus definitely thought out this car for it, again, only being a 5-seater, 2-row vehicle. We also have the automatic hatch in the back with the kick sense, with the little kick thing if you want to do that. And look at all this space back here, man. So this is what we're talking about. You get a good amount of space if you want to throw the dogs back here. They may not have the most headroom, which that is something about this RX that I don't like the most, is that it really tapers back, but that's all for the design of the vehicle. And again, you have a 1500 watt inverter, which would be good for road trips if we want to put the fridge back here. Big old subwoofer for that Mark Levinson sound system. And then you also seem to have a full-size spare right here too with the jack. So a lot of space in this car. Drives great. It doesn't beep like crazy either like the LX does. But let's go ahead, drive it real fast, and then get my wife's opinion if she wants this car or if we should continue to look for something else. So one of the other vehicles that we're thinking about is the new RAV4, specifically the GR Sport. This vehicle has me hyped for that somehow. Why do I say that? Well, this has 336 horsepower. Toyota revealed that the new RAV4 is going to get 320 horsepower. That is also a plug-in hybrid. However, it does have the eCVT versus this, which is an actual physical 6-speed transmission. This has about 406 foot-pounds of torque per Google. Lexus doesn't really talk about how much torque this has, and same with Toyota on the RAV4. They don't really talk about it. The previous RAV4 Prime got 475 Newton meters of torque, which translates to about 350 foot-pounds. Now, if they're upping the horsepower, they may also up the torque. So we could be close to about 370 foot-pounds of torque, which is very close to this. So that being a Toyota, this being a Lexus, that will hopefully be a lot cheaper than this. Again, this is $70,000. I'm really hoping that the GR RAV4 is somewhere around 50 to 55. So that would be nice. With the RAV4 as well, it's pretty much the same interior size as this, maybe a little bit bigger because the roof line is a lot taller in the RAV4. But this car, as it being the F Sport, all-wheel drive, has me very, very hyped for the RAV4. I'm gonna be driving it later this year, and that is a huge contender. We're gonna go ahead, put this into sport mode real fast, give it some gas. It chirped a little bit. I don't know if you guys heard that. So I'm gonna go around some people. You guys can hear that fed-in engine noise, which I'm not the biggest fan of the fed engine noise. I wish that, you know, you could have it in the vehicle for those that like it, but just turn it off real fast with a little button. It sounds good. I mean, don't get me wrong, but it kind of sounds like a hybrid mix of it trying to be kind of a V6, but also like electronics. Like, you know, those EV cars that have that piped in engine noise? It kind of sounds very artificial. Now, one thing that I like too is if I use the paddle shifters, it shifts down pretty well, and it sounds good. So if I, you know, shift it up, shift it into fifth, shift down to fourth or third, it sounds good and it gets up and goes. Like, we don't have the most high speeds that we could do in our area. Again, about 50 miles an hour, gonna shift it down, and it shifts really well. So this feels truly like an F Sport car. Lexus does very well with their F Sports. When I was driving this and having some fun with it, I was like, I can't believe that this is an SUV, right? Like, if I was blind to it and just driving this car, I would feel like I was in an ISF. Obviously, you don't have that V8 sound. Obviously, you know, it's not that full experience that you get with a V8 car, but the way that these seats bolster you in, the way that this all-wheel drive system just picks up and goes, I mean, I don't know if you guys could hear it in the audio, but it chirped the tires when I gave it acceleration. But let's go ahead, get back home, and get my wife's opinion on this car. All right, guys, so we're gonna get Bree's opinion on the RX. So what did you like about it? What did you not like about it? Go ahead, let the amazing viewers know.
It's fun to drive. It's got some giddy up for sure, especially compared to the larger, heavier vehicles that we have. I really like the red interior, honestly. I didn't think I would.
You can weirdly get this red interior with that copper crest color. I don't know how that would be.
I think I would do black interior.
Black interior with that? Okay, cool.
I like how big this whole display thing is. It did take me a day or two to figure out where things were, because like the volume buttons and adjusting the climate stuff is different than any of the other vehicles that we've had.
So that's kind of similar to the GX, but I did mention in the earlier part of this video that a lot more of the other stuff is all integrated like through the HUD, which I didn't personally like.
I don't like that.
I liked actual physical buttons, but this is the same as the GX, which is nice. Another thing too you said you didn't like was the HVAC being down there. I pointed that out too.
Especially with the heat here in Florida. When heat rises, like you have this blowing on you, but it doesn't actually circulate into the car.
You have to adjust it a lot.
Yeah, but it doesn't cool the car down enough because the heat rises, so you have all this hot air up here.
Well, keep in mind too, if we did purchase this, all these big glass panels would all be tinted as well.
I know, but still.
So one other question, you like the way it drove. The space is like a RAV4, maybe a little bit smaller. That is one of the contenders, a GR RAV4, which I feel like would drive just like this, maybe not as good because it has what's called a CVT transmission, so it's like doesn't have a physical transmission like this. But the big thing is price, because I'm not sure what we're gonna try to spend money on. This is like $73,000.
Oh my gosh.
You could get like a fully equipped RAV4 potentially, a Grand Highlander, or depending on the GX that you get, it would be the same price as the GX, or the GX could be like 5 to 10K more.
When you put it that way, 100% would rather have the GX.
Is your love gone?
Yeah.
She's like, I loved it and it's gone.
The GX, I feel like you have more room in it.
Oh, 100%.
But this video is about this car, not that car. I love the Pano, but the GX could get that too.
You can only, I think, get this in the
really?
GX. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure with the Overtrail.
I like that the space in the back is at a decent level for short people. Since I'm 5'1", and lifting things up too high is a lot of work. So I do like the level of the back. We did not do the dog test in this though.
I think it'd be a little short for them, for their heads.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because I didn't realize how much it dips on the back.
But they may have room in the back seat. So.
Yeah. No, I like the size of it. It's a very good size for not having children, right?
Yeah.
If you have kids in car seats, that's entirely different. But I do like, I think if we had people in the back seat, it would be fine.
Oh yeah, tons of space. So I sat back there at 5'11", I showed them, and those seats are actually automatic reclining. There's a little button on the back that reclines them, which is pretty sweet. No,
cool.
Not at 70 grand.
I do like the soft.
Yeah, nice materials everywhere.
Yeah.
All right, well, it was a fun car. Like, I really do like it as like either a date night whip vehicle or something like that. But I think that would be better off as a legitimate sports car. This one definitely would have a lot of dual hats, where it could be a road trip car, get good gas mileage. It could be good for you for loading stuff up into it. Maybe not the best for the dogs, but price-wise, you start to get into other vehicles that we're looking at to either save money and get all the options, or a GX. But the only thing about the GX that I mentioned in this video that we want is good gas mileage, which the GX, again, would be another vehicle that got like under 20 miles per gallon.
But I can get better gas mileage and pay less if I were to do like the Grand Highlander or the RAV, which I loved my RAV before. I just haven't seen the new ones, the GR RAV. So I probably would end up going with a RAV over this. I feel like the RAV is a little bit bigger from my last RAV.
Taller.
Compared to this, just from what I remember. It's been a few years, but I loved the RAV.
Yeah.
I mean,
so we may be back in one. I'm not sure. We will be getting a Grand Highlander, guys, as a press vehicle. So we'll see what Bree thinks about that. Content-wise, a RAV4 makes more sense. But Bree-wise, a Grand Highlander is like, so.
It's a little bit bigger than a RAV, but it's not as big
RAV.
as a Sequoia.
Yeah.
So I love the Sequoia, don't get me wrong. I could drive that all the time, but the gas mileage was also not great.
Horrendous.
So.
Well, guys, thank you so much for watching. This is not a bad car. It's just for our needs and stuff, it may have made its way off of the list. Especially this one, because I want the one with all the horsepower and torque. And this engine, you can get an RX in the 50s, right? But this particular one, because it has the different, because it has the 2.4 turbo, the all-wheel drive, all the amenities. Sport. F Sport. That's why it gets into the 70s. You could get an RX in the 50s, but you're bougie. So.
Oh, me?
Yeah. All right, guys, I appreciate y'all watching. I will catch you in the next one. All right, see you later.